Welcome back everyone to River and Sea, where I have arrived here in Isabel. And I think the first thing I want to do is to deliver some hides to Rovandis.
Megavonen.
Dwindle and I have been exchanging notes, keeping an eye on the Shadow's movements on both sides of the Galanduine. It grows, and will continue to grow until the light can no longer endure. I'm glad to hear that Dwindle has made progress in his investigation on the most recent incursions. This pelt belongs to that of a warg, but the markings are what concerns me. Allow me to examine this pelt further. Alright.
For the longest time, I had feared those that served the Shadow would soon wake.
I have lost many trying to keep these lands safe. Now I'm afraid the threat is all too real. The pelt that you gave me bore a concerning mark. I'll need more time to confirm whether my suspicions are true. Meanwhile, my scouts have reported unusual movements in the long-forgotten ruins to the west. Wood trolls have made the ruins their new home, and they desecrate this land. Go to Tharnlazgol to the west and thin out the wood trolls' numbers. I should be able to glean more of these markings in the meantime. She wants me to kill wood trolls. And I'm 3 levels before my first wood troll deed opens up. So, I'm not going to prioritize that, though I have a feeling I'm going to be forced to do it before I get to that level anyway. What do you say about that, Minel dear?
You had success? Those are good tidings.
This means that Saruman now has 3 fewer war leaders commanding his forces in the area. I spoke with Bregolith while we waited for you to return, and she says that there is one more location that she wants to investigate, but soon our time together will be ended. Each of us must bring word of Saruman's designs to our chieftains, for they must soon ripen and spell doom for Middle-earth. Alright. Well, what do you say about this, Bregolith?
Meneldir is right. I must soon return to Imladris with these grim tidings.
Winter is approaching, and I must tell Elrond the winds will blow chill indeed that the wizards have turned against us. Saruman's hand stretches forth to seize dangerous knowledge from the ruins of Eregion, and if the White Hand grasps it, who can tell what evils he might next think to accomplish? What do you say about these? Alright, that's a significant upgrade.
My people fled north after Karas Galebin was destroyed by Sauron, and his armies pursued them.
The tale of those who stood in Sauron's path and fell defying him is elsewhere told. But the defenders of one such place lasted a little longer than many others. At Tham Calhir, the Hall of the Swift River, Sauron found his conquest to be bitterly bought there. On a hill to the north, its wreckage still stands. If the Uruks expect to find ring lore there, they will be disappointed, I think. But that ruin is the last resting place of many of my kin. Did they bring artifacts of power with them during they rested? I can't say for certain, but we should make sure that little remains of which Saruman and his warriors might make use. After you've done this, return here to Isabel. I think then we must part. Alright, fine. I will defeat Uruks and search the debris piles. Okay, and I think he needs me to also go into there? Oh.
Have you a moment?
He wants me to look for a bucket. Well, I was wondering if somebody else needed me to go into that location. I guess not. Oh, we'll go this way. Here's a wood troll, but it's not in Thamlazgol, so I suspect it's not going to count for this quest, but let's try it anyway. I mean, it won't hurt. Well, it won't hurt me at least. Here are the ruins to Kellic here. Now, we do have some Uruks here. So we did at least confirm that little bit. Looks like I need to kill 8 of them anyway. I guess that the quest requires me to kill them is another piece of evidence that says, oh, there must be Uruks here. Actually, let me deal with these before I search that pile. Okay, we got you, we got you. And we got the leveling, right? Yeah. It just had that certain style to that particular lag that says, oh, I must have leveled. What do we got here? You sift through the debris pile, but find nothing of interest. Alright, then how about in here? Hello. Goodbye. Now, how about this way? Oh, hi there. And you can go. Ah, here's another pile. Let's deal with him first. Then we'll look at the pile. And that takes care of the Uruks. You find a short knife of elf make buried within the debris pile. And that's it? Well... Oh, looks like this captain didn't like that I took that knife. Well... You have to die disappointed. The only thing I found other than Uruks was this knife.
You found Uruks at the hole of the Swift River, I do not doubt it. But did you find aught else?
Unless I'm very much mistaken, this is a dagger of the Bright Company, Piney. Many were the glorious deeds in ages past, and long did they fight against Sauron and his minions. Were it not for such worthies as Celeborn and Glorfindel, who survived the war, or heroic Orannoril, who did not, the rout of Eregion might have been even worse. I will bring this dagger to Imladris, where I could be kept in a place of honor. If it is truly a weapon of the Bright Company, it's fitting for it to come to rest within the place of refuge for which its wielder fought, and likely died. Well, let's see what we got here. We got gloves. A nice improvement.
And so I will bid farewell to you and the Ranger Meneldir, for I must bring this warning to Imladris.
The wizard Saruman has sent Uruk warbands to the ruins of Eregion and Swanfleet, seeking Ringlore. What he desires to do with it, Lord Elrond will know better than I, but surely it can mean nothing good. I believe that we had learned the danger of such craft, but perhaps it was not so. I fear that we are on the very precipice of danger, Piney. I wish you and Menelder good fortune on your journeys, whether they may take you, each of you, but I also have a warning of all my own to give. I bid you exercise caution on the road, and do not trust others too readily. These are days that I would never have expected to see, and yet, all around me I see signs of the deepening shadow. It may be that servants of Saruman's, or those of an enemy we cannot yet perceive, work to undo all the good that has been achieved in these lands. Farewell! Perhaps we'll meet again on a more sunny day, when these cares and worries have been set aside. And what am I going to eventually get out of this thing? Ooh, there is an agility sword that's available for this one. Alright, that would be really nice. Well, where next, Meneldir?
I will take Bregaleth's warning to heart, and you should as well.
To that end, might I suggest that we travel one road rather than two, Piney? I must bring word to the chieftain of the Dunedain on the danger posed by Saruman and his Uruk-hai. He'll not greet me warmly, and I know not where he may be found, but this warning must be delivered to all the same. I suggest that we make for the ruins of old Cardolan and consult with a friend of mine who lives among them, Narndir by name. He did not cast aside our friendship when I left. He will know where to find the Dunedain that we seek. I would appreciate your company on the road. After I have delivered my message, I will leave you at the finest tavern that I have ever known, the Inn of the Prancing Pony in Breetown. From there, you will surely find a path to wherever adventurers might wish. What say you to this, my friend? If this course seems good to you, I recommend that we return to Mossward and restock and resupply. Let us put Scardy Benbelay to work once more before we depart Swanfleet and travel north to deliver our message. Alright. Back to Mossward. Hello there, Scardy.
I did not think you would return to Mossward so quickly.
It just so happens that Geralt and Winna came by a short time ago, and they asked me to prepare some equipment to give to you in the event that you returned. Seems they wanted to give you a reward for looking after their boy, Tegwin. They arranged to pay for it, so who am I to argue? They have so far kept the lad from bothering me as often as he used to, which is nearly payment enough, if you ask me. Nearly, I said. Peace of mind doesn't put food on the table, but luckily for you, coin does. So, you pick whatever you like at no cost to you. Alright, and that would be Benblade's longsword, of course, because that is a significant upgrade over what I currently am using.
So where does your road now lead? Old Cardolan, you say?
Well, yeah, there is that. Alright, we'll take care of that. And this is an upgrade on the dagger side. There's not much there in Old Cardolan, as I understand it. To hear Menelder talk, you think it was a great kingdom, but that was long ago. Claimed by war and plague it was, apparently, and now it's remembered mainly by rangers and by scholars, and by those with the misfortune to hear them go on about it. I will not stop you, but if you're going that way, you'll need to cross the river at Tharbad. The bridges there is out, and the crossing won't be pleasant. Enjoy yourself, Piney. I'll stay here in my shop, where it is warm and dry. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Well, what do you say about that, Manel, dear?
Scardy is right. If we are to reach Cardolan, we will need to cross the river Gwathlo at Tharbad.
When the Numenorians built the city, its great bridge provided a valuable link to Gondor, and trade with the Southlands flourished. But in the time the kingdom of Arnor diminished and Tharbad was abandoned, the south road became less traveled than in prosperous days. Masonry crumbled over the years, and parts of the city fell into the river. The great thaw that followed the fell winter released the floodwaters, and portions of the mighty bridge was lost for good. But folk crossed the river at Tharbad before the bridge was built, and it should remain possible even now that the bridge is gone. We will travel northwest to Tharbad and see for ourselves, Piney. Let us meet in the shadows of the broken bridge on the southern bank. I suppose I don't have time to build a boat, right? I didn't think so. Ah, we have arrived at Tharbad. Yep, quite ruined. And orcs, of course. Well, at least it's not Uruks, right? And it looks like this opens up Cardland. So it's treated as part of the Cardland rather than as part of Swanfleet. Let's see. Well, I need to find the crossing. I think it's right next to the bridge. We might as well take care of a couple of orcs as we go along. Of course, there'll be a couple more levels before I open up the Kill Orcs class racial deed. Ah, here we are. Ooh. What's this? The ravaging of Cardolan. Ravaging of Cardolan, I need to find 6 items. Carvings on this ancient stonework speak of the Prince Amlath, firstborn son of King Arandir, rebuilding the levies in 777. Okay. Oh, hello, Manil there. Who's your friend? Oh, hi there.
Hold, strangers. Be you friend or foe to Rohan?
I admit that I can't tell from your mane. Are you a friend of Rohan and to its people? Rohan? Yes, that Manelder and I don't seek to cause any trouble for any good folk, if that's what you mean. We're just trying to cross the river here. Oh, do not think this question too forward, but I must ask. You are dressed as if I was told the Dunlending Ranger's dress, well suited for a life of the wilderness in this inhospitable north. Are you of that kind? For they are the folk that I seek, and my errand is urgent. I better leave Maneldir to answer that question. What do you say, Maneldir?
Your question is not an easy one for me to answer.
Let's just say that I was once of that folk, but if need drives you to seek the Dunedain, your search is not yet at an end. Yet our purposes do align, for Piney and I also seek the Rangers of the North. Each of our paths requires that we ford the Gwathlo, the River Greyflood, and it will not be easy. I fear that the raging waters will be too much in places for your steed to safely make it across, and it appears that orcs watch the shallows. I only know of the Rohirrim from tales, but I do know that they are loath to part with their horses unless at great need. If such is the need that drives you, I would know your name, and perhaps you will tell us your errand on this far bank. If not, I would bid you farewell, for Piney and I can no longer delay. Well, she dismounted.
Farewell, my Starkmode. May you find your way back to the yellow fields of the Mark.
I will see you again when my task is done. The woman turns back to you, a cold look in her eyes. The fate of Rohan rests upon my quest, or I would not leave one so loyal as my Starkmode. So swears Igfrith of Faltham, who is ridden here with all haste to acquire the help a Theoden king requires. Now, let us ford the river, and at once. All right. Let's ford the river. Well, good thing I know how to swim. This is the raging Gwathlo that everybody is afraid of. Oh boy. Really? It must be a dry day. Well, we might as well take advantage of the dry day and get... Oh, okay. Now I'm swimming. Let's see. Your muscles ache, but the harsh cries of orcs from nearby strengthen your resolve. Alright. Then, let's continue. Well, that's a little bit more raging. Now this is a little bit more like the reputation this place has. Yeah. Let's land right over here. Ah! Well, just one... Oh, I could wade this part. Actually, wade is a pretty strong word for what I just did there. Well, how are you feeling, Manel dear? That was not pleasant, Pine Sea, but at least we have reached the northern bank. It would have been much easier were the great bridge still intact. I will need to rest a short time before we proceed. How fares Siegfried? She made it across alive, if that's what you're asking.
Starkmode would have followed me anywhere I would lead him, even to his death.
I hope that he understands. He is the same as I am, for I would do anything for Rohan. On the other side of this cruel river, you asked why I seek the Dunedain Rangers. The Elden King has fallen ill, seized by a weakness of the body from which it is feared that he may never recover. I was told that the Rangers of the North know methods of healing that might cure the Ranger's ailment, the King's ailment. I am to recover one of these remedies, or to return to Edoras with one of their healers, that they might heal the King. It is only for the future of Rohan that I would abandon my Stark mode. Any who question that will face my sword. Alright, well, it looks like I get a chain in response for hearing that.
I can hear orcs prowling among the ruins of the city.
Orcs prowling the ruins of the city. Will we be able to thread through the orcs? Or are we going to be stuck here and forced to turn back? We have to find that out in the next episode of River and Sea.